and welcome to this section. Before we go into the power of questions itself, I'd like to talk about a little bit about the 3 types of personalities I detect around the world. And you can find out which one you are belonging to right now, and if this is the one you really want to be in, or if you want to switch categories. So the 3 types, it very easy starts with, and I believe it's the majority of people are in this first category. It starts with the people who just sit there and wonder what had happened. I mean, come on. The world is changing always. And in the last years, let's say in the last 100 years, it was changing faster than ever before. And the speed is not slowing down. It's rather going up. So you really need to get adapted a little bit to change. But what I observe is most of the people just sitting there and like, whoa, when did that happen? And why did it happen? What does it mean to me? Oh my God, something changed totally. I was here yesterday, coming in today, and something is totally different. No, it's not. It has gradually changed over the last 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 25 years, 50 years. I don't know. But it did not happen overnight. It did not happen overnight. It just changed gradually. And this is what a lot of people I observe, they just wonder what had happened. Wow, I never expected that. So this is the first category of people. They're just being surprised by the change. And then there is a second category of people. And I observe these people also many, many times, and I see a lot of them around. These are the people who see and watch and observe the change, but they don't act upon. They just watch as it is happening and do not act upon. So while the first don't even realize that it is happening, this second category of people watch while it is happening and they don't act upon. Then at the end, they're also surprised that it had happened. They saw clearly how it happened, but for whatever reason, they did not have enough personal power to get and act upon. And one of the great examples for this is the downfall of the printing press all over the world, where you see that a lot of people turn over to use mobile devices and read papers, either in the internet before that, and now even more often on the mobile device rather than on the printed material. With the iPad, Apple opened up a whole lot of opportunities, and also then with the Kindle Fire, Amazon did the next step to read books on electronic devices. Now, everybody was printing paper, did see this change happen, but only a few of them did actually act upon. And the same happened before with the compact disc, the same happened before in the car industry, in the automotive industry, with the carburetor. People watch the change happening and they don't act upon. And again, I hope that you do not detect yourself being in this second category. And then there is the third category. The third category, this is the category of people who do act upon, who do make the change happen. These are the people who really go out and try things and try it again, and they maintain constant change. They upgrade always systems, society, machinery, and they have new ideas and they apply it and try it. And these are the people who make the change happening. So I hope you are more leaning toward the third category, the people who just go out and do it and make the change happen and apply it and use it for personal power and get more happy, more successful, and just get out and do it. So if you find yourself in one of these 3 categories and it is a category you do not want to belong to, like the first one or the second one, like the one where people just get surprised by change and think what happened, or others who do watch the change but don't have enough power to act upon. So if you're in one of these 2 categories, no problem. You can change right away. You can change in using different tools and strategies. And one of the most powerful tools and strategies are questions. And this is what this course is all about. I'm going to teach you later on in the following chapters about the power of questions. Asking the right questions will move you from one category up to the next category. And if you're already in the category where people drive change, where people make it happen, these kind of powerful questions will additionally support you. However, before we go there, we need to talk a little bit about learning and how our brain learns. So in the next upcoming chapter, I'll talk about the 4 steps of learning. If you understand how your brain processes information and learns something, then it's more easier for you to really learn something. So I'm looking forward to see you in the next chapter where we talk about the 4 steps of learning. See you in a bit and hope you be excited about the chance you have to change. See you. Hello and welcome back. Before we go into the power of questions itself, let's talk about learning. I will show you 4 simple steps of how we learn. And this is not about the science of neurobiology or something like that. It's just a very simple model on how we learn and how we know that we have to learn. And we are just jumping right in the first level, which is you don't know that you don't know. That means you cannot learn in something if you don't know that it is existing and that you can learn it. Let me give you an example. A little baby does not know that she can not drive a car. She does not even have the idea of what a car is. So growing up, there is a certain age where she knows this is a car and I need to be careful because this car may harm me if I jump on the street right in front of the car. But she still doesn't know that she could learn to ride a car herself because she doesn't get the concept. So this is the level of subconscious incompetence, which sounds bad, but it isn't. It's just normal. You don't know that you don't know. As long as you don't know that you don't know, there is nothing you can do about it. Because what can you do about something you don't have an idea that you can do something about it? So you don't know that you don't know. The subconscious incompetence. But then, sticking with our example of the girl who grows up, sooner or later she'll understand that if she grows up even more, she will learn how to drive a car and then she can drive a car herself. This is the level of conscious incompetence, which means you know that you don't know. You know that you cannot do it. You know you have to learn it. And this is the level where we sometimes stuck because in the example of driving a car, we need to reach a certain age before we can do it. But most of you are adults, so the moment you are aware of the fact that you don't know how to do something, you can act upon right away, for example, by asking very good, powerful questions, and you can learn something. The moment you detect that you don't know something, you are in the conscious incompetence. You know that you don't know. But this is a great place to start. This is a so much better place to start than you don't know that you don't know, because then you don't know what you don't know. It's nothing you can do about it. The moment you move into this step of, I know I can't do it, you know you don't have an idea how to do it, but this is the level of conscious incompetence which you can change. Going back to the girl, she's now 16. Now she's allowed in a lot of countries to drive legally a car, but she doesn't know how to. Therefore, she goes to driving school and she learns how to drive a car. Now she's getting competent. She gets in the car and then really focus on what to do next. For example, buckling up, then turn the head to the left and see if other traffic is coming along. Only then she pushes the brake, puts in the D on the suspension and releases gently the brake. This is all a conscious ongoing process which she follows in the first maybe days, maybe weeks, maybe months. This is called the conscious competence level. In other words, you know that you know that you can do it, but you still need to focus on it. You still need to think step by step and get used to it. And then after a while, and this is most probably what happens to you and me all day long, if you want to drive someplace, we just get in the car and drive off. We don't think about what we do. We just go in, put on kind of autopilot and drive off. This is called the subconscious competence. You don't know that you know. In other words, it is mastery. You are a master in doing it, and you don't need to think about it so much more often. You just go in, sit in the car, and boom, drive off. That's as simple as it is. To achieve mastery, there's only one way to do it, and that is you do it again and again and again, and you improve every time you do. In your brain, the connection gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And there was a lot of studies done on this subject that shows clearly repetition is the mother of skills. If you do it again and again and again, you achieve mastery. If you train and if you practice and if you repeat and do it again, and if you do it again and again and again, you get better and better and better and better. Eventually, you achieve mastery, which is the fourth level where you don't know that you know, you just do. So this is a kind of bad news at one side, because it clearly means that you do need to practice. You do need to get yourself doing it. You do need to do it again and again and again. It's the same with this whole course. If you don't use powerful questions again and again and again, which I explain later what these are, but if you don't use them and you don't create a habit out of it, it's not going to work. So repetition is the mother of skill. At the end of the day, you should use powerful questions without knowing that you use them, because it's so normal, it's so on autopilot. Now you know the three types of personality. People who get surprised by change, people who watch change happen but don't act upon, and people who create new stuff and act on it and just move it and do it. And also you know that if you don't know anything about anything, you have no idea that you have to do something. This is the subconscious incompetence, and that's okay. But friends, you are not any more subconscious incompetent. You may now be consciously incompetent. You may now know that there are powerful questions which you can use to make yourself more successful, more happy. So now you know that you don't know. Move up to the next step, which you are already doing because you are watching this video and listening to me. In the next chapters, I explain you the power of questions and how to use it. Then you will be consciously competent, and you may need to train it a little bit, and you need to train it a little bit more. And the more you train it, you move up to the highest level of learning, the highest level of mastering. So let's go on to the next chapter and let's talk about powerful questions.